So
Yeah, sure.
today we'll be going through uh, the cloud computing, because most of the time, right,
Okay.
in a what do you say, in a DevOps environment, right? So DevOps got famous due to the cloud computing, because the rapid provisioning, the creation of new servers, all these things, right, from the operation perspective, uh, the cloud computing was the driving force for the DevOps.
Okay.
So because everyone wants to know, right, when why it came. So the main driving force was the cloud. So in that also Amazon AWS, right? It was started in around 2000. 2017, right? Around 2007. In 2007, Amazon came to people, right? Okay, if you want a new server, right, you just come to me. You sign up. I can give you a server. So that was very revolutionary. So the same way, right? The whole WhatsApp today, the whole Snapchat, the whole startup and all the apps, right, today, they are all on cloud. These all startup companies, they don't have any their own data center or anything. They maintain huge applications only with a very less number of people. So if you see Flipkart, right, it is also on cloud only. They also don't have any their own data center. The Flipkart, whatever the new apps, right? If you can name, they are the Voonik or Geo or this. So we'll see what is the history of all the topics today about the cloud computing, and also we'll also discuss about the AWS, Amazon Web Services, which is provided by Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
because knowing this is very important in a cloud model, in a DevOps, because most of the times if people wants to implement a DevOps solution, you need to understand what is cloud computing. So we go ahead and start it. So we'll see what is the history of cloud computing, how cloud computing came into picture. So see, cloud computing was already in place from long time in one or the other form. So when the people started creating time sharing system, what is time sharing? So if if you have your own Windows PC, right, if when you log in, right, no other person can use the same resources, right? But
Yes.
in the Linux operating system, right, two people or more than two people can log into a same system, and they can share the resources. So time sharing was the same computer. People were able to use the time resources. So that was the first basis how people started utilizing a same computing resource between more than one person. Cloud computing is also same thing. You will have more servers provision to more people, but the way this was cloud computing happening, right, it was slowly happening and it was iterating on itself. So it was developing on the old technologies, it was taking them and implementing it in a new form. So 1959 came the time sharing systems. Then 1969, right, so the American defense people, right, so they internally wanted to transmit data between their military or teams. So for this, they developed ARPANET. ARPANET was a direct predecessor to the internet. So American, literally, what today, whatever internet we have, right? Americans what you say, invented that, and they open sourced or gave the internet to the whole world. So the same thing, right? If you want a cloud computing resource in Amazon, right, what you do? You access it through internet. So internet is also one of the backbone technology for your cloud computing, because if you can't access a resource which is in a different network or under a different firewall, then there is no point of cloud computing. So 1969 came the internet. So then in 70s, right, people started using what you say, the Unix systems. So Unix was born in 1970. So whatever the what you say, the basic Unix systems, right, were started evolving in the 1970s. So in the 1990s, right, then the VPN came, virtual private network. What is VPN? You know, right? So you will emulate your network by sitting in one place to a different place. So recently you see, right, there are some browser plugins also coming. If you want to watch some TV shows in US, right, what you do? You install some VPN software and you tell that I am in US. So what VPN is, virtually you will be locating your network resources to a different network, so that you will have access to all those services which are in those network. So that is called VPN. if you get your office laptop, right, they give you a VPN token, a VPN website, you log in, so automatically what will happen is you'll be in your office network, though you'll be in your local ISP, right, your local ISP who are your broadband provider, right, you will not be in their network anymore. So that was developed in 1990. So in 97, right, there was an Indian professor, Ramnath Chapala. He was a person to give the name cloud computing. So he was the person to give this term. So till then, right, there was no cloud computing word at all. So this guy literally created that word. Then in 2008, right, so you know the NASA, right? So NASA started, what do you say, they literally had some requirements, or they had some open source tools which were the basis for your cloud, what you say, means how the cloud software work, right? NASA already had it and they were internally using it. So they open source them so that people start using it. So people started to know that, okay, there are some cloud technologies available. Once NASA had a open source technology where they open sourced it. So this is the cloud computing. So because what all the technologies we have seen, right, the VPN, the internet, the time sharing systems, the Unix systems, all these things, right, all these things constituent into cloud computing. Cloud computing was not developed overnight. All the technologies, right, if you want to share a resource, you need internet. If you want to share same server between multiple people, you need a Unix system. All these things, right, these things were the basis technologies for your cloud computing. So without all this, you don't have cloud computing, right? So that's why we have seen what are all the bases. So we'll see the types of cloud computing. So prior to cloud computing, right, there were two more types of computing where cloud computing has taken all those features of the above two computing and evolved into a cloud computing. So prior to this, right, the first thing, what do you say, the type of computing which was there, right, the grid computing. So grid computing, which was around in the 80s, right, this grid computing is nothing but it provides a platform in which the computing resources are organized into one or more logical pools. So grid computing is a thing where you can share your computing resources, but you can't utilize those resources. Where these pools, right, logical pools are collectively coordinated to perform a high performance distributed grid, sometimes known as what is a supercomputer. So in the 80s, right, people wanted to solve this some very big issues like climate. People wanted to start predict the climate. They wanted, right now, tomorrow's climate, next week's climate is easy, but in 80s, right, this was very tough. So what you say, some programmers or scientists started doing is they started creating some programs which were very massively parallel. So for that, right, they wanted computing resources. There were not this much resources back in 1980s. So what they did is they created a computer program, and once you install that program, right, you can make your resources to, you can add your computing resources to that main program. So that program can utilize your computer resources also, right? Today also we have it. So it's like you are sharing your computing resources to a into a larger network of pool, where those pool all will be running a same program. In current cloud, what you'll do, there are thousands of servers in Amazon. You can lease one or two servers and run whatever you want. But grid computing was not like that. Grid computing was, it was a clustering system. It was loosely coupled and distributed. You understood, right? What is grid computing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So grid computing, it has no dependency, and it was only related to the large projects which was deployed across many countries and continents. So these were only programs which were tend to use the idle computers, uh, because if it has idle computer, right, it used to use the computer resources. Right now, these type of grid computing, now we have a lot of in mobile apps. You can still, if you have a, there are some what do you say, still science firms, science technology, what do you say, open source technologies, they ask for you to install an app. Once you install an app, they start using your mobile phone resources. If you don't use your phone very often, right, you have quad core or octa core processors, right, there will be a program running which will be helpful for that grid computing. So this was grid computing. sorry, then we'll say utility computing. Right now you have cloud, right? Prior to this cloud computing, right? People still, all the companies in the world, right, other than the Fortune 500 or 2000, they were not creating data centers, because building a data center today also you need around 150 or 200 million dollars, which is equal to around, what you say, 800 to $1,000 in Indian currency. So if it is a new company, right, what you say, uh, suppose it was a small company like Yahoo or Google, which when they were also a startup, right, they didn't have this much 1,000 crores, right? So at that time there were, what you say, utility computing third-party resources. What they used to do is they used to build a big data center, and they used to rent the data center based on a metered service. What is metered service? Today you have your water bill, current bill, right? What you do, based on your usage, you pay the bill. So it was also the same thing. So due to the this utility computing started in 1990. So with the emergence of this virtual technology, right, the storage, servers, and networks allowed organization to offer on-demand and metered service similar to any public utility. So the main benefit of this utility computing is the capital and the operational cost savings. You don't need to again what you say create what do you say, buy a lot of servers, buy a lot of networking gear, routers, switches, no need to buy land, you no need to build a building, install this, all this. What you can do the same way. Today how you get cloud resources, there in that time you used to directly rent 100 physical servers, but the issue with utility grid is you can't scale them, because that guy didn't have any scaling things. So he'll tell you that, okay, I will give you like 5,000 servers and 4 networks and some hard disks, all these things. So you need to use these resources only. And if you underutilize also, you need to pay the same money if you utilize completely also. Right now, right, if in Amazon, right, if you don't want, you can shut down 1,000 servers, right? You can shut down 500 servers and you can save money. But utility it was not like that. Once he gave you that servers, you, no matter what, you use it, you don't use it, you shut them down, you need to pay the money. You understood, right? Utility computing. Still, there are so many third party in the US and around the world where they still give you utility computing, because utility computing is nothing but you will get your own private data center or private cloud where you can host your application securely without any other person intervening. But utility computing has a lot of drawbacks, right? Uh, where you need to pay the service, you can't scale your services, you don't get the latest softwares, or you don't get enough virtualization support. So the cloud computing, right? This cloud computing, what it did is it has taken some parts of grid computing and some parts of utility computing. What it has taken from grid computing means all these things, right? What do you say? The networking thing, because grid computing can run in a massively parallel way. So all the networking concepts, the virtual private networks, all these things were taken from the grid computing. And the utility computing, what utility computing, cloud computing is also still the same thing. You'll also pay the what you say for the computing resources. The basic computing resources are your networks, servers, storage, and your applications. So it's also still a metered service, but here you will have a lot of scalability and you have a lot of flexibility. All these things, right, will be cloud computing. So what is cloud computing? It's a model for enabling convenient on-demand network access to a shared pool of configurable computing resources. So basic computing resource, you know, you have a network, you need a server, you need a storage, and you need applications and services. So that can be rapidly provisioned and released with minimal management effort. So if you are in cloud, right, you don't need a network team, you don't need a firewall team, you don't need a LDAP team. All these teams, right, they're already built in. What you only want is a operating system support guy and a middleware guy. These two persons are enough, because all the other things will be handled by Amazon. So we'll see what are the 3 characteristics of a cloud computing. Cloud computing, right, there will be 2 types. One is service model. How are you providing the service to the customer? Are you providing it as a software as a service, whether you are providing it as a platform as a service, and or a infrastructure as a service? and how you deploy that. Are you deploying the cloud in a public environment, private environment, hybrid environment, or a community environment? These both define your how your cloud is built. And the characteristics, right? What are characteristics means? The characteristics is nothing but your benefits or your advantages of a cloud computing. You'll have rapid elasticity, all these things. So we'll go through each and every one. So we'll see what are the essential characteristics. What are these essential characteristics? I mean, these are the benefits of cloud computing. What are the benefits? So benefits are nothing but you do more with less. See, with cloud companies, companies can reduce the size of their own data centers. They don't need, we just discussed, right? We don't need to buy the servers, all these things. We just go ahead and request the number of servers we want from Amazon. So a lot of money will be reduced and a lot of manual effort and all this will be reduced. So flexible costs. If your if your website is like something what do you say, e-commerce website, so you only get a lot of traffic when there are some offers or everything. Otherwise, your website will get a lot less traffic. So you can have a flexible cost structure instead of you buying 1,000 servers and having 500 servers idle and they're only running when there are promotions, right? You can easily flexibly you can add capacity or during the peak times and then deprovision them when there is no longer needed. So traditional computing, right, it requires you to buy capacity sufficient for peak times and allowing it to sit idle at the rest of the time. So that is not required. Always on availability. See, Amazon, right? Amazon gives you a service level agreement, SLA, that 99.99% it will give you uptime, or else it's going to pay you some certain amount of fine or like something. But if you have your own data center, right, you don't know or you can never maintain that level of SLAs, because you need to, if you want a data center, right, you need a lot of what is specialization people who are in data center to be always in the data center to make sure your SLA. But here, right, your always on availability will be very cheaply provided for you. And the improved mobility, all the Amazon Web Services, all the cloud services, right, they are easily be accessible from the mobile devices or from third parties. Because if you have your own data center, right, you need to set up a VPN network in your office, all these things. You don't need all these network concepts, everything for a cloud. All this will be already be built in the Amazon. With this one is not, I don't consider it, but still it's less environmental impact. Why less environmental impact? Because you are not hiring people, you are not building a factory, all these things, right? This also helps the environment because you are not, completely what you are saying is start building something from the scratch. You are using the existing resources. Got it, right, Vimalan? Vimalan?
It's fine.
Yeah. So these are the same thing. The benefits, what we discussed. You can do highly automated. You'll get 24/7 support, lower total cost of ownership. Always, right, whenever you start a project in your company, right, the project management always is what is the total cost of ownership. Means how many resources are there for this project, how much software we are buying, how much hard servers we are buying. So the total cost of ownership will be drastically reduced with cloud computing. The secure management, so and internal resources can be highly freed up. All these things are the benefits. We'll see now the main things. What is a cloud computing service models? Yeah. So before going to the service, right, there are some cloud terms I want you to get to introduced, because which we'll be using a lot in going forward also in any of the sessions also or anywhere. So you need to know some what do you say, some cloud computing terminology. So the first one is a cloud service. What is a cloud service? Cloud service is any IT resource that is made remotely accessible via cloud. So cloud service is nothing but if I am accessing that service through a cloud, that is called a cloud service. So unlike other IT fields, right, service technology, if you take service, right, service can be has a drastic difference than other things. So in service, right, such a service oriented architecture. The term service can be context of anything. That service can be what that service can be. It can be a simple web-based software program. Uh, Either the
Hi,
service
Gaurav.
can be, yes,
Kalyan here. Sorry to disturb you. I have a question
yes,
here.
yes, Kalyan.
Yeah, actually, I'm working in a banking company.
Okay,
See, so if I look for a banking site, so they will look for a security.
yes,
Yeah, will it provide the if they go ready to go for clouding, right? So
yes.
will it provide the complete security?
Yes. So whenever, okay, you are saying you are in a banking project. So your
Yeah,
banking project, right? You'll have some
yeah,
certifications quarterly. What is a PCC that certificate? If it's a banking, right? There
yeah.
is a banking certification we do where a third party will come and scan your network. That is called your vulnerability testing, penetration testing will be happening on your environment, and they'll give a assessment. So the same PCI DCC3 certified clouds will be there. So if there are some certification authorities where if they come and do testing on your network for any loopholes or any issues, so if they don't have, right, they'll be giving you certification. So Amazon and Microsoft, right, they always have this their cloud certified to military standard. So our banking dot military also are now American military, right? They're also adopting it. So there will be high level of security certifications every quarter. They'll be getting certified. So there will be no issue. I think the whatever security your company has, right? Still it has more.
Okay.
So what we
Is
need
it
to
the
see
same?
is, yeah, yeah, tell
Is
me.
it the is it the same support provided by them or so they
It will be
uh,
the same support provided.
okay. So after then they need to pay for scanning and all for the results and all or else
Yes, everyone will pay.
it's a
Your
free.
company also will pay. Yeah, it's for us it's free because we are using the resources. They'll get certified. They'll make sure that our environment is always compliant with
Okay.
the, yeah. So you don't need to worry. So whenever you're going with if you need to see which your application should be, if for healthcare, right, there is different certification. For
O-
banking application, there is different certification. So all the certifications, whenever you're going to a cloud provider, right, you need to ask them
Okay.
whether your cloud is compliant to this one. So if it is compliant, you don't need to worry. Whatever your whole your network team, firewall team are providing, right, it always will, or
Okay.
it will already be there. Yeah.
Yeah. What are the things they will be considered for security to improve the security level?
In British
Uh,
security level, most other people first they'll have a certificate-based server login. Right now, how you log into a server, you log into a
okay.
server from a password, or else you'll have a RSA token. But when you go to the cloud, right, they'll make sure that
Yeah.
you are logging on only with a certificate. Without certificate, you can't log into Amazon Web Services.
Okay.
So that is
Okay.
the first level of production, and they have multiple levels of production to their server because the difference between your public cloud and your data center, right? Your data center, see, if I get your host name or IP of your server, right, and username password, if I try, right, I can't log in because I should be in your company network. But when you are providing a public cloud, right, uh, I should be able to log into Amazon server from anywhere. So that's why Amazon provides a more security because you need to log in only through a certificate. Whenever you create an Amazon server, right, they'll ask you to create a private key where you need to log in
Yeah.
through that private key. That is a level of production they give. Most of the
Yeah.
companies already, right, yeah, they're already testing their environments in the cloud. All
Okay.
your banking, right? Yeah. So
Yeah, and see, if our company is looking for a clouding, right? So we have to give the complete data to the Amazon, like Amazon
no
or
need.
Microsoft
No
on
need.
it.
See, you can only
So
rent
how
your,
how they are
yeah,
going to deploy the applications and all?
I'll tell you so that all your doubts will be cleared in the next couple of slides.
Okay, fine, fine. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. So the cloud service, right? So if you are getting any IT resource, right, remotely accessible via cloud, that is called cloud service. So what can be a cloud service? A cloud service can be a simple web-based software program. Software program means I'll use Gmail. Gmail, I'm using it as a software program itself. I am not installing server, I am not installing Gmail server software, and I am not programming it. So it can be a simple web-based software, or else it can be invoked from a messaging protocol. So it can be invoked from a SMTP protocol. So it can be invoked through a protocol, or it can be something which can be accessible for administrative tools, or else it can be some other IT resources. So a cloud service can be anything. Either it will be you will be renting a service, you will be renting one server, that can be a cloud service because they are providing you infrastructure. If they are providing you a platform, if they are giving you installing all the softwares and giving, they can give you a platform, or they can give you a whole software. So remotely accessible web service acting as a cloud service, or remotely accessible virtual server. It can be anything. It can be a server or it can be a service. So that is a cloud service. So in the cloud service, right, there will be some notations. What it is: cloud consumer will be there, cloud provider will be there, and cloud service owner will be there. So what is cloud consumer? A cloud consumer is an organization that has a formal contract or arrangement with a cloud provider to use the IT resources made available by the cloud provider. So I'm here, right? Cloud provider will be us, and the the cloud consumer will be the users who are requesting the resources from the Amazon. The cloud provider will be nothing but it will be the organization who provides the cloud-based IT resources. So the cloud consumer is a person who goes and consumes it. Cloud provider is a person who provides those resources to the consumers. And there will be one more thing: the cloud service owner. Who is cloud service owner is like us, the TCS, Infosys, right? They will be the service owner, because suppose what do you say? For example, Citibank has a cloud service, subscription, means they have access to some Amazon cloud service servers. But Citibank doesn't have their IT team with them. They would have outsourced it to a CTS or Infosys, right? So service owner are nothing but who will be owner behalf of the cloud consumer. Because always all the IT companies, most of the companies in the world, they'll not have their own IT. They'll be outsourcing that IT. So the cloud service owner is a legal owner of a cloud service, which is where the legal owner will be the cloud consumer, not the cloud service provider, cloud service owner. These are the three parts: the cloud provider, cloud consumer, and cloud service owner. So the first type of cloud computing service model we can get is infrastructure as a service. IaaS, I think these terms are already famous in the internet. We will be seeing IaaS, PaaS, SaaS. SaaS, most of the people know SaaS, right? So the other two are the recently evolved cloud servicing service models. So first one we'll be seeing as a infrastructure as a service. What is infrastructure as a service? Infrastructure as a service is nothing but the capability to provide a consumer the basic computing resources, which are storage, network, and other fundamental computing resources, whereby the consumer is able to deploy and run his custom softwares on top of it. How it is? So here we are having a cloud provider, here we are having a cloud consumer, and here we are having a virtual server, which is behind a physical server. So infrastructure as a service is nothing but here you are directly asking infrastructure. What is infrastructure? Here I'll go and ask, instead of asking like I need Gmail service to Google, I'll tell Amazon or Microsoft that I want a server with a dual core processor, like 32 GB RAM, 4 GB storage, and the SLA should not be less than 99.95% failure. Means the server should always be up and running for 99.95%, and it should not have a failover. Sometimes if you want to failover, right, the Amazon also gives you failover. If you tell you don't need failover, then the cost reduces. So based on your requirements, right, Amazon will charge you some money for every hour. So Amazon has all the cloud providers, right? The cloud providers have two types of billing. One is hourly billing and one is monthly billing. Monthly billing is same, like again it's a utility type of computing where he will give you the server for you'll pay for 1 month. No matter you use it or you don't use it, you need to pay for that monthly. Cloud, in the cloud, right, the other advantage is hourly. If based on each hour, right, they'll charge you. So if you have an application which is only India application, right, you can take some servers and you can use it, and in the midnight, right, you can shut down your servers because people in the, if your application is only India based, people are not going to use your application after midnight 12 to morning 6, right? So you can shut down your servers to save some money. So that way you will have a contract with your cloud provider. So infrastructure is nothing but you are directly taking the bare metal servers. So you'll ask, I want a RHEL server or I want a Microsoft Windows server. So it's only a virtual server, nothing more. Then we'll see a platform as a service. What is platform as a service? So platform as a service is nothing but it's a capability provided to the consumer to deploy into your created application servers. Let me take an example. So all of you, right, most of you are like middleware administrators. So you will be working either on a WebLogic or WebSphere, right? So instead of you taking a virtual server, right, what you ask your cloud provider is, I need a Oracle database with a 1000 GB and it is like a already load balanced. So if you have if suppose you are a startup company, you don't have middleware resources, database administrators, all these WebLogic admins, all these things. So what you can do is you can go to Amazon and ask Amazon, I need like 10 servers with WebLogic already installed and configured, and I want 20 servers with Oracle 12c database configured and installed, so that I can go ahead and start using the resources. Here you don't want the complexity of managing your softwares. Here you are getting a platform. What is platform? They will be providing you some servers. On top of the servers, they will be installing the softwares, and they'll be giving you the pre-configured softwares on your environment. Understood? Guys, you got it right?
That's good.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah. So if you, for example, here we have an example. So the product is an application server plus database application. Auto scaling is a Auto scaling is one of the most important feature, elastic feature, where, right, based on your load, right, Amazon will automatically create new servers for you and start serving your traffic. You don't need to do anything. So that is auto scaling. Auto scaling, you can enable that. Based on that, right, your price will be 0.45. So in your last slide, right, it was 0.95, 0.45. It will be based on your, when you take a platform as service, right, Amazon or Microsoft, right, they also charge you for the licensing also based on hourly. Let me tell you one example. Your organizations, right, I don't know whether you know how much billing will be happening. In my organization, I also maintain some IBM license metric tool, so I know the licensing cost. We'll be paying a lot of money, which will be in crores of rupees to IBM or Oracle for using their softwares. So what happens is, if you don't want to buy a lot of licensing cost, right, what you can do is you can also buy your license hourly basis. So if you take 5 servers with Oracle database installed, right, and if you only use 5 for 5 hours, right, only that 5 hours you will be paying the licensing cost also for Oracle, instead of you buying a Oracle license for a lot of servers, right. You'll also be licensing, so you'll get that what is the privilege of licensing any software for hourly basis. Here the platform is nothing but the cloud provider will give you server with also the essential softwares installed, and he'll be charging you the licensing cost of the servers also, along with the infrastructure. He'll also be charging you for the softwares also, which will be in a single price. Got it, guys?
Yes, Gautam.
Yeah. So the last one is a software as a service. What is software as a service? Example is, you can take any of your Gmail, or if you are buying a Amazon cloud or Google cloud, right, Google will by default give you 15 GB of free space, but if you want more space, right, you can take more space. Or else Adobe, right now Adobe Photoshop is only a cloud service now. Adobe is not selling their Photoshop or any of their softwares outside. Everything is a cloud service. So SaaS is nothing but you are directly getting a software as a service. You don't, other thing is, what you say, Salesforce is also a software as a service. What here means is the cloud provider will maintain his software, maintain the servers, he'll maintain the platform, and he'll also maintain the application also. Here, if your Gmail is down, right, we are not going to restart Gmail, right? Google is going to maintain that. So you are consuming your cloud resource as a software itself. You're not going through the infrastructure level, the platform level, or the software level. Everything will be maintained by the cloud provider. So software as a service was the first thing which was invented. This was from around 90s, right? SaaS application, we know, right? SaaS was a little famous. So still SaaS is also very famous because it's one of the most famous delivery model for cloud services. So we'll see a same tabular chart. What is it? So this is your on-premises or your own data center. In your data center, right? The blue color is you manage, means our teams manage. The green color is the cloud providers, what cloud providers manage, and what you manage. In on-premises, right, there is no cloud provider. So the networking part, the storage part, the servers, virtualization, operating system, middleware, everything will be maintained by us. But once when you go to a cloud service models, right, for infrastructure, the networking, storage, server, virtualization will be maintained by the Amazon, because we are not concerned about buying a software, installing operating system on that. Once you request a RHL server with 2 GB RAM and 20 GB hard disk, right, Amazon will provide you that within 2 minutes. Amazon will not even install you, right. It will have already pre-configured servers and it will be readily giving you. So the virtualization part will not be concerned. We will not be concerned whether Amazon is installing it on VMware or Microsoft Hyper-V. We are not concerned. We are only concerned with our operating system. Means you're only concerned from the operating system layer itself. So you'll have your operating system, then you'll install your middleware components, then you'll have your runtime. Runtime is like your application data, right? And you'll have your database and you'll have your application. You're only concerned about this part. But when you come to platform, right, you're not even concerned about operating system, middleware, runtime, because you're not going to know which operating system is providing. You'll only ask, I need a Oracle database of 10 servers with auto scaling enabled. So Amazon can install it on any operating system. What Amazon will give, they'll only giving you the data source details, like what is the server name and what are the username and password for that Oracle database. We are not concerned about the operating system. We are not concerned about the middleware. What is middleware? You're not concerned about installing Oracle database, upgrading database, patching database, stop. You're all not concerned. And the runtime means maintenance. You don't need a database engineers in your team to continuously monitor it, all these things. What you'll be concerned is only data. Data means your organization data. You'll be saving the data in some data in the database, right? You'll only be concerned about the data and the applications. Applications are your Java applications where you deploy onto your middleware. You're only concerned about these two. All these things will be taken care by the cloud provider. If you come to software, you're not even concerned about your data and application also. You will be given a service itself. All these things will be taken from our head, and that headache will be maintained by your cloud provider. We'll only be enjoying the application. So you told, right, what is it? I didn't get your name, I forgot.
Gautam?
Yes.
See, then we have three models, right? IaaS and
Yes.
PaaS. Okay.
Yeah.
So mostly the companies which will prefer, like based on the requirement.
Based on the requirement, it's not based on the requirement, it's based on the software. Because if companies, right, if they are, there will be different, I'll tell you example. Companies, for their most of the middleware components, right, they'll be taking infrastructure as service. All the other than the middleware, there are some components like database, which are very simple things. Database is nothing. You'll install the same database on hundreds of servers if you have a large organization. So based on the requirement, right, most of the time people will be taking databases mostly as a platform as service, and other services, right, like WebSphere or WebLogic, right, people will be taking as an infrastructure service. It will be a combination. There is no requirement. So most of the time infrastructure and service will be taken, or else if you have a lot of customization software, right,
Yeah.
then you will be taking infrastructure as a service because you will be installing some Node.js or some PHP, right? So people will be
Okay.
using most of the time infrastructure as service, and platform as service only will be used for the databases mostly.
Okay. So one more question. So they're going to charge hourly basis, right? Hourly and monthly basis.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's up to you.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. If we select, we have three models. Okay. Is
Yeah.
there any difference between in the pay, or it will
Yes,
be same?
because no, it will be a lot different. If you take infrastructure as service, right? Infrastructure as service will be like if you take one server which is 2 GB RAM and 20 GB hard disk, right? It will cost you
Okay.
around 500 per month.
Okay.
If you take a platform as service, you'll take a server with WebLogic already installed. So you'll also have the WebLogic money added to that, right? So it will be costly. Software means it will be more costly because he's maintaining more in the stack. So he'll be charging you more. The less he'll maintain, the less he will charge you. Because all headaches he'll not be taking this, right? So
Okay.
he'll be
Okay.
charging you less. Infrastructure as service is the cheapest.
Okay. Okay. Correct. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So we have seen the service model. Now we'll see the deployment models. What is deployment model? Deployment model is how you are implementing that cloud. So the types of cloud. So there are 4 types of cloud deployment models. One is the hybrid cloud. Sorry, the first one is the public cloud. That is the most famous one. Then we have the private cloud. Then we have the hybrid cloud. Then we have a community cloud. So we'll go through each. I think most of you will know this, so we'll not spend much time here. So what is public cloud? Public cloud is better suited for what is a business's requirement where you require managing the load by completely by your cloud provider. So cloud provider, right? So the public cloud, Amazon, Microsoft, Google Compute Engine, what do you say, IBM, what is this? Mm, IBM Bluemix, Oracle, all these are a public cloud. Public cloud is nothing but you will be sharing your servers with other companies also. Uh, what is other companies? Amazon, right? Amazon is the total number of customers for Amazon is currently at 10 lakh customers. So all these 10 lakh people, right? They'll have their servers shared from a single data center. There may be 100 servers sitting, there may be 10,000 servers in one data center. In the 10,000 servers, right, 20 servers you may be using and 20 servers other company may be using, but those all servers will be in a single location. So that is called public cloud. Public cloud is nothing but the cost is shared by all the users. So the public cloud is always the cheapest because it will be more utilized because there are so many customers waiting for the servers. The moment you tell I don't want the server, Amazon will give it to another person. So it is the same as your utility computing where public computing is nothing but it is the cheapest service because a lot of people will be using the services along with you in the same place. So some companies, right, who are not what you say uh, I told you, right, some banking companies, those guys, right, they still tell that I don't want public cloud because if there is any bug, right, in their service, that bug can be accessed by other persons because they are still in the same data center. So some people have some public cloud issues. So for them, right, you get your private cloud. Private cloud is nothing but you go to Amazon, you are a very big company. So what you tell is, I need uh, I need a cloud. I don't want to build it. I don't want to buy it. Everything you manage it. But I want a private cloud. So that can be also provision. So what at that time is Amazon or Microsoft can do is they will physically give you some servers which will never be provided access to other persons. So that is private cloud. Private cloud, other meaning is also your own data center. Currently your data centers are on private cloud because no other company will access. Uh, every company, right, large companies, they all have more than one data center, right? Those data centers no other person can log in because no one will have those VPN access, no one will be in those network, no one knows what is the host name, IP. So that is also private cloud. Private clouds are nothing but you getting computing resources which are not shared by any other organization or person, or else your own data center is a private cloud. What is community cloud? Community cloud is nothing but it's a type of cloud hosting again which is shared between organizations which are particular community. What is particular community? So Amazon currently has a two types of community clouds. Amazon cloud for government, Amazon cloud for military. So these Amazon cloud for government and military, right? They are not shared with other types of organizations. So military or the cloud which is specifically for military, right? All the military will be there. They may be Navy using American Navy may be using American what do you say Navy what do you say still Army can be using, Air Force can be using, what do you say still coastal guards may be using. Only American military people which are different same community, right? They can use. That is called community cloud. There is one more cloud called government cloud. Government cloud means it may be any cloud. It may be your education department, your water department, electricity department. So though they are government organizations, right? They want more security and they don't want public people to have sharing their resources. That is called community cloud. So community cloud can be hosted internally or externally. Internally means it can be inside your private cloud also. So these community clouds will be little costlier than your public clouds. So what is hybrid cloud? Hybrid cloud is nothing but it is a combination of using any of the two clouds, which is a private cloud or public cloud. So I'll tell you an example. You asked me, right, that I need to give my all data to Amazon, right? You no need to give, because what you can do is you can have your database, all your Oracle databases, everything installed in your private cloud, which is your own data center, and you can install all your WebLogic, Apache, all the other servers, right? Testing servers, because you'll be using load runner, you'll be using HP, lot of HP tools for testing, all this other things, right? Where you don't have your customer data, right? You can use it in public cloud. So what you can do is you can configure your private cloud Oracle database details over SSL to your private cloud. So in that manner, you can all the servers which are not related to your customer data, right, can be hosted in a public cloud, and your database can be hosted in your private cloud, where you can only install very less number of servers for your database, and all your other services can be in public cloud. So that is called a hybrid cloud. Most of the organizations still do that, where they still think that the customer data is very sensitive data, right? What they do is they have their database in their private cloud and all the other services in public cloud. Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because this way is also very famous. One thing, right? If you have your private cloud, right? If you get high traffic, right? Your public cloud, you can simply extend it, but extending that same thing in the private cloud will be very headache. So people what they do is they take the database, because database always will be highly scalable database, because database will always be installed in a minimum of 20 plus servers, right? So guys, you got right what is a deployment model and what is a service model. Based on this combination, right, people avail services with the cloud providers. It is all completely required based on your requirement. If you need if you have more money, you can spend on private cloud. If you think, okay, my data is nothing. Suppose you have something called what do you say, WhatsApp, right? WhatsApp will not have any sensitive data. Already the data will be there in mobile phones and everything. So they don't tend to go to a private cloud. If there is any company, right, like Flipkart, right, Flipkart will have sensitive data, because Flipkart will be saving your credit card information, and also what you bought also is sensitive, because if you have some type of disease and you are buying some medicines from Amazon, right, so people should not know the type of disease you have. So it may be a sensitive information. So at that time they tend to have their databases in their own private cloud, and they'll have their servers, right, all those web servers, because most of the time all your what do you say, the latest startup side, they are not using your traditional softwares, like they'll write some Java code, they'll deploy on your web app servers, right? That is not happening. They are having a complete containerized applications which are running on Node.js, on Angular, which are latest technologies. So we'll see what is AWS. AWS is nothing but a public cloud provider where you get he's a secure cloud service platform. They offer you all the three types of services. They'll give you the compute power, they'll give you the database storage, content delivery, and also other functionalities for you to help your business scale and grow. So Amazon is already used by millions of customers, and there are already very high number of production ready applications being hosted from the Amazon. So today Amazon is used by all the major banks also. All the major banks are also started using Amazon in a small fashion. So what are the Amazon services Amazon will give you? So Amazon will give you a lot of things. So compute is nothing but your AWS. Storage is also AWS. If you come into the database, right, this is a platform. Network, they provide you the basic network. And analytics is nothing but they have their own analytics softwares which are provided as a software as a service. And they also have application services. So the computing, Amazon, right, in Amazon, whenever you take a new server, right, it is called a EC2 instance, Amazon Elastic Cloud Compute. So Elastic Cloud Compute is a notation for a server in the Amazon cloud. So they tell Amazon EC2 instance, EC2 container will be there, and also auto scaling will be there. Auto scaling is a built-in software in the Amazon where based on your load it will be expanding your servers. Storage, they'll be giving you different types of storage. You can buy SSD storage, which is very fast storage, or you can buy their normal hard disk storage. And there are also cold storage. Cold storage is nothing but if you have some data, right, which is more than 6 months old, and you'll only be using for it analytics, right? So you'll not be rapidly using it. So in everywhere, right, there will be two types of data: hot data and cold data. Hot data is nothing but which is your production data, which will be continuously used by your applications. Cold data is nothing but which is data which is very old and you are not using it much. So if you don't use it much, right, you can take a cold storage which is lot cheaper than the hot storage. And if you don't want to just take storage, right, instead you can directly take a database itself. So Amazon has Amazon RDS, DynamoDB. So DynamoDB is a database which is provided as an alternative to your Oracle database. So DynamoDB database is very cheap. Why cheap? Because Amazon has taken an open source MySQL database and they have built this DynamoDB. So you'll get a virtual private cloud. If you want to create a cloud for your environment, right, Amazon will provide you that. Because right now you have VPN, right? If you also have if you want to create a VPN with all your servers in the Amazon, you can create that. Amazon AWS Direct Connect. Direct Connect is nothing but you'll have a direct connection from your data center to your what do you say? If you have your company all sitting in one building in Hyderabad location, right? If you want a direct connectivity, direct connectivity is nothing but a high-speed connectivity which is inside the internet. How to tell you, like there are some services, right? So how you get your internet? You'll get your internet through BSNL or Airtel, right? So what Amazon will do is Amazon will open a high-speed connection by talking to your internet provider so that you will have more latency. Means your data will have some priority within the Airtel network. So that is called a direct connect. So these services also can be availed from the Amazon so that you can connect to your servers very fastly. You guys got that?
That's good.
Yeah. So these are services. So yeah. So we'll go ahead and create a Amazon AWS service today. I'll show you. Guys, you need to create yourself Amazon accounts because for learning these DevOps technologies, right, I'll tell you also how to, what you say, do that in the local also, but try to learn the Amazon AWS, which is easier so that you can rapidly create servers. So the first 1 year, right, Amazon will provide you one server for free for the whole year. So you no need to fear about the licensing, about the cost also. So we'll go ahead and see aws.amazon.com. So I'll show you the sign up, how to sign up, everything. So you can go ahead and do the same thing. So this is your aws.amazon.com is your website where you get your Amazon AWS. So where is sign up? So I already have it. If you don't want, you can sign up. I'm a new user. What you do is you give a details. You give a password. So I'm new user, so I'll directly go. Amazon will ask you to create your name. Email address will ask you to create again. So I'm creating an account. Let me give a different mail which I don't use. So I'll be creating an account with my name and email. Once I go ahead, they'll be asking you your company details. Once you create and continue, they'll ask you your what you say the debit card details, because no matter they give you a free service, they will ask you for the debit or credit card details, because if you utilize more than whatever you have, right, you'll be charged based on your usage. Address you give it, then you create an account. Once you check this one, you can create an account. In the next step, right, Amazon will be asking you to provide their debit card details. So I already have my account created, so I'll be logging into you that. Oh, it has taken that same account. So you'll have your button here, create free account. You can go ahead and come and create your account. So once you sign up, it will ask you. I'll be showing you the, what is this? It is asking. One second. This is okay. This is not my account. It's a different account I'm using. Yeah. So this is my account. So that was a different account which we just used. So once you log into Amazon, this is the Amazon screen you'll be greeted with. So we'll see all the services. Compute services are nothing but all your what do you say, IaaS resources. You can buy a EC2 server storage. You can ask an ST storage type. If you want a platform, right, you can go to the database. I just told you, right, VPC is virtual private cloud. Direct connect is nothing but you'll get a direct connection from the data center. Analytics, you'll get development tools. IoT, you know, right now IoT is also very famous technology. Internet of Things, game development, if you want. All these things are the type of services you can build. So we'll go ahead and start creating a Amazon EC2 server. So once you go to EC2 dashboard, right, it will show you the number of servers running, number of dedicated hosts. Dedicated host is nothing but if you want a dedicated server for you, right, which is not a virtual server but a type of physical server, then this will be the type of dedicated host. Then there are number of volumes, how much volumes you are using. And the key pairs are nothing but I told you, right, for you to install to Amazon, you need a a database, not database, a key, a public, private key, right? These are the key pairs. So I have some old key pairs which I use for my old servers. So these are the old. That's why I have 3 key pairs already. And the elastic IPs are your IP addresses. The load balancer, because if you have a web service, web server, you have a web service or app servers, right? If you want load balancer, right? You can create a load balancer by your own. Because here you will be your own network team, because you will not have a network team requirement, because once you create a load balancer, right, that load balancer will be maintained by your Amazon. So once you create a load balancer, you go into the load balancer, you add your servers which are in the load balancer, and also you provide the type of algorithm, whether it's a round robin or a random. Based on your algorithm, that load balancer will load your requirements. So we'll go ahead and see the running instances. So there are no instances running right now. So we'll go ahead and start a server. So you guys, you remember, right, from where I came? I came from EC2. EC2 is nothing but your server, actual virtual server where you can request from your cloud provider. So there are no running instances. So to start using Amazon EC2, you will launch a virtual server. So the virtual server, in Amazon terms, it is called Amazon EC2 instance. I told you, right? So Amazon calls a server in their environment a EC2 instance. No need to confuse, but they are naming their virtual servers as EC2 instance. So we'll go see, based on your service status, right? They'll show you services. So what is this availability zone? I think I have one slide for this. Yeah. So I'll just tell you this. What is availability zone? Availability zone is nothing but these are all the data centers where Amazon has their servers located. So Amazon currently has this blue color is nothing but local point of presence for the Amazon CloudFront network. So Amazon has so many data centers across the world. So based on your proximity, right, you can request a server which is nearer to you, so that those will be faster. So if you have some your company is only in India and it's only serving for Indian people, right, you can take a network which is in either in Chennai or Mumbai, so that your server request will be faster for the people who are in India. Because if you have some service in India, right, and you are building all your infrastructure in some American data center, right, the latency will be very slow. So based on the countries, right, so it has in China, it has in Singapore, Sydney, South America, Europe. So based on your proximity, you can build your application so that those applications will be faster. So they'll have a local point and they'll also have regions. What is region is nothing but within a data center, right, there will be 3 more divisions. So right now my service status is US East. So in the US East, right, there are 3 zones. Zone is nothing but again a division between the same data center. So these 3 zones will be again considered as a individual 3 data centers within the same data center, so that you will get the failover capabilities. So by mistake, if one zone goes down, right, the whole data center should not go down. So why Amazon does this? So there will be 3 availability zones. If one zone goes down, still the other 2 zones will be serving the traffic. So this is their own failover mechanism created by the Amazon. So if you don't want, right, I can go ahead and change it to Asia Pacific Mumbai. So all my servers which are going to create, right, they'll be created in your Mumbai data center. So right now this will be my service status. So you instead of 3, right, it has only 2. So based on the requirement, I think still Indian people don't use Amazon much, so he has only created 2 zones. So right now, whatever my servers which will be created, which will be created in the Asia Pacific Mumbai data center. So you got it right. Those are the things you need to take care. So where you are going to create it, what you are going to create. This will be your starting task. So I'll go ahead and launch an instance. So wherever you see free and eligible, right, you will not be charged any money for this. So you can go ahead and freely create. So what I have come, this is a Amazon machine image. What Amazon machine image is nothing but Amazon will create a operating system with all the configurations already created, so that you can go ahead and start using that server. if you want a Linux server, right, what you'll do in your organization, you'll tell your first you'll get a server created and deployed in a data center, then that will be added into your network from the data center people, then that bare metal server will be given to your OS team to install that. So here we'll not have all this complexity. Whatever the operating system I want, right, I can get it installed within minutes. So Amazon has their own Linux operating system. They have created one operating system which is based on the CentOS. So this is based on CentOS because Amazon has taken CentOS. It's the open source operating systems, right? All the Linux. So they have taken it. They have changed some things, and what they did is, along with your Amazon operating system, right? They'll also install these all tools built in. So you'll get the Python, Ruby, Perl, Java, Docker, all these things by default installed in your operating system already. Red Hat, you know, right? This is the most famous operating system we use in our organization. SUSE is also one cloud Ubuntu. So since we will be mostly working for a organization, right? We'll go ahead and create a RHEL server. So RHEL server is also having free tier eligible. So when you see this, right, this is the only type of server which will be provided to you as a free tier. So you go ahead and create it. So once you create any server in your free tier, you will not be charged. So you can see, right, for the first 12 months following your AWS sign up, you get 750 hours of micro instances each month. So what is he giving is, he is giving 750 hours of usage for every month. So I'll show you a small calc. So if you divide your 750 hours, right, by 24 hours, what you'll be getting? You'll be getting 31.25 days. So it is more than your month of usage. So you no need to worry if you create a server and don't remove it. You can continuously have a server running in Amazon for 12 months, and he'll not be charging you a single penny. So I have selected this server. What I have done, I have chosen my Amazon machine instance, which is the type of operating system. Then the type of here. What is my type? I am getting one virtual CPU and 1 GB of RAM. That's all. If you have a lot, if you have a if you need a server with 64 GB, 64 core, 64 processors, right, you can have it, and 256 GB RAM, you will have it. So there is no issue. Based on your requirement, right, you can create any server, any large server. You can get 128 processors and 2000 GB RAM itself. Not even, this is not storage, this is your RAM. You will get 1952 GB of RAM. So this is based on your all requirements. Whatever requirement you have in your environment, you can create. So right now, I am not going to do much computing resources, so I'll be using my free tier eligible. So next I'll review the instance details. So instance, the VPC is nothing but the location of your data center. So based on the VPC, right? So this VPC is for the Mumbai location. If you don't want, you can change this VPC to a different location. So subnet, yeah, subnet, you don't need to take care of any subnet because we are already in the availability zone of Mumbai. So if you want yours created in all in the, I told you, right, there are two regions within the data center which are again a sub regions in the same data center. So if you want all your servers in the one subnet, right, you can create that. What you can do is you can create all your applications in one subnet, and you can create a backup application in the other subnet. But I am not requiring because I am only using for my testing purpose or my course purpose, right? I don't have any preference. So auto assign public IP. So public IP, there will be one public IP which will be auto assigned so that you can log into your server from anywhere in the world. IAM role is your security. How you want to provide security, because you can be, there will be some other team members in your team who will not be creating your Amazon servers, but they will be just accessing, right? For that you can create your IAM role. IAM role is nothing but this is your LDAP thing. So Amazon already has LDAP everything configured. You just need to create the resource and you need to give the responsibility. What is the responsibility? You know the roles and responsibilities, right? There may be operator, administrator, viewer, all this. Based on this, you can create a role and you can. So I don't want any role created. This is because I am the only person who will be using it. But this has a capability built in. Shutdown behavior, how you want to shut it down. You can stop it or terminate it. If you stop it, right, all your services will be still running and you can use it at later point. Terminate is the moment you do a terminate, that server will be deleted from Amazon, so that you can't use your server again. It's up to you. If you want to stop it, you can stop it. The moment you use it, if you terminate it, right, that will be removed and your billing will be stopped from that point of time. If you put stop it, right, only the amount of your hard disk will be charged, but your server will not be charged, because once you shut down the server, right, with 1 GB RAM and 1 GB one core, that course will be allocated to other people, and Amazon will be earning money. So he'll not charge you for stopping that server, all the server resources, right? He'll be not charging you. He'll only be charging you for the data. What is the data? Your OS data, right? If you take your 10 GB or 20 GB of storage, right? That, so the next step we'll see it. So what is the type of storage? You want SSD storage? You can get it. SSD is a, you know, right, recently the SSD is nothing but solid state storage. This is a very fast than your typical hard disk. If you want your magnetic storage, magnet is nothing but your hard disk. If you want hard disk, you can get a hard disk. If you want SSD, you can use SSD. 10 GB is the limit I have taken. Then tag. So tag is nothing but to differentiate your servers. So if Amazon will give some random name, but if you want to give your server tag, right, tags are nothing but to segregate your servers into group. So some servers may be application servers, or some servers may be the applications are maybe WebLogic, and this may be related to a banking, and this may be for personal accounts, because you may have accounts, right, some government accounts, all this, so you can have personal. So these, right, these tags are nothing but which are used to identify your servers within your Amazon lot of servers. So then we'll step the security group. So a tag already exists. Okay, I have created all these tags. These are my tags. Tags we always should be again unique names. So that's why it told a tag with the key already exists. So the key name is a unique. So I have created 3 tags for this. So what all protocols you want? If you want only to log into the server, then you can add one more rule. That rule will be your HTTP, because you want traffic to be coming into your server. If your server is a HTTP server, web server, right, you need to open this. Or else if you have a custom rule, right, you can open a 9080 port to the server, so only 9080 port can be open to the server. So all the ports you are restricting it so that there will not be any unauthorized access to it. So right now I don't need all this. I only need a SSH, because I'm only going to log into the server through PuTTY. So that's all. These are the only things you will be doing in an Amazon instance. So I'll do review and launch. You can review one more time what all you do. What is the storage you have taken? What is the instance details? In which network it is? And the type of tags you have added. I have added 3 tags, and it is 10 GB. So everything is created. Guys, you got it right? Any doubts in this?
No, Gautam.
Yeah, so now I'm going to launch this server. So choose pair, right? I told you, right, Amazon key pair consists of publicly that AWS stores and a private key file. So without private key file, you can't log into a server itself. So this is that key pair. So I am asking to create a new key pair. This key pair name will have a session. So I am giving this key pair name as cloud demo, and I will download that. This is my private certificate. Amazon also will create a public certificate. You know the certificate thing, right? I think you guys know, so there is no need to explain. So without those two, we can't access or open a request. So that is, I have downloaded my key. So with this key only I can log into server. So I'll do the launch instance. So Amazon is launching a server for us with a 1 GB RAM, 1 processor and 10 GB hard disk. So view the launch log. So it's already launched. So the server is already up and running. So we can go ahead and use our server. So it is that fast. So already your running instances, you can see the server is up and running already. So I can go ahead and log into my server. Installation status checks, it's still initializing. Let us wait for a minute. I think we don't need to wait also, that there are it's Amazon checkings. So connect, what it will do is it will ask you to do this. What is it? It will asking you to SSH it with the certificate, and this is the server name and it is the location. So AP South Computing, one is the server name, the user, and also the certificate. So you don't need to create all this. So if you have multiple server, right, whichever server you want, you select it and you do connect. So Amazon will tell you how to log into that server. Amazon will help you with all the server names. So I'll go ahead and go to my key location. This is my location, which is my downloads. I have my cloud certificate. So from here I'll open my bash. I'll paste it. So my certificate, I'm already in my downloads. So it's asking you for the ECA fingerprint. So I'm in my server. See, I have logged into my EC2 instance and this is my public IP. The IP is 172.31.29 and 199 is my public IP. So I have a server now created. How long it took us? For configuration only it took us much time, but once I gave all my OK, Amazon has created it. So let's see, we created a Red Hat, right? So we'll see the Red Hat version. So the Red Hat version which is running right now is 7.2. So I am logged in with EC2 user. If you see EC2 user into the server, this is IP. So guys, you know now, right, how to create a server?
Gautam, just a small clarification here. So how did you connect here? Actually, what is the tool we are using to connect?
Okay, so this tool, right, you can use any tool. You need a SSH tool. You can use PuTTY also. There is no issue in that. I'm using what do you say, JIT application. You know JIT, right? JIT is an application where you
Yeah.
can use it. So JIT has this functionality, but you can use it PuTTY also. Let me show from PuTTY.
Okay. So one another doubt, if I am creating 2 or 3 EC2 instances, should I have to go for a separate key pairs for each and every server, or is
No
there
need.
anything
You
like
can use the
commonly
same.
we can?
You can use the same key.
Okay.
There is no issue. I already have 3 keys, right? Now you can see, right, I'll have my 4 keys now. When we discuss, right, we have one key pair I have it. So we'll have key pairs. You can keep creating new key pairs. There is no issue. You can use the same key
Okay.
pair, or you
Okay.
can use what you can do is for one particular set of servers you can create one key, so that only that team, right, database team will, you can create a key like database key, so that all the servers you create for database team will be using that key, so that database team can't log into other servers. Though you have a cloud, right, you still have a security, so there are a lot of things you need to take. You can, so you can create security groups, all these things, IAM.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Got it.
Yeah, so yeah, that is my. So what I used is this one. This is a software I used, JIT. JIT, this is a software I used. So once you install JIT, right, it will also install the bash, you know bash, right? It's a shell, Linux shell, right? It will install that Linux shell into your operating
Yeah.
system. So that's why
Yeah.
I like this software. So I'll be using most of the time this software. So you can use Putty. There is no issue in that. Let it launch it. What you do is your SSH, right? In this SSH, you'll have your private key file. You go to auth, you select your key file here. You select your key. So the private key for authentication will be there. Then you go ahead, session. What is your IP address here? It is 172.31.22. Or else I can take the server name itself. This is the server name, right? I'll copy it. Login as EC2-user. It's not accessible, allowing unable to use key file. But I think this is I forgot it, but it's fine. You can use it. I'll show you this one. There is not an issue. So what you can do is you can use your putty. You can load your certificate here. Authentication. Yeah, this is a place you browse it and you use it. So it's the same way, but using JIT is a lot easy because you'll get the shell itself. So that is application where you can use it is a JIT. So you can go ahead and use a JIT download. You'll get it. You can directly install the JIT application. So you'll get this options where you can open a bash shell from anywhere, wherever you are. If I open JIT bash here, right, it will be opening a bash login from my desktop itself. So what I did was I went to my downloads location where my PEM was there. This is my download location. I went here, I opened a JIT bash here. Bash here means it will open a bash shell from your download location. So already my download location has this one. What is it? The cloud demo.pem. So then what I did is I went here, my Amazon EC2. I did connect. It will give me the command directly. I don't need to build the command. I take it, I copy it. I then paste it. Then I directly log in. That's easy. So you guys try it out, create an account by yourself. Don't worry when you are giving your debit card details or credit card details, they'll not be deducting any amount. They'll only deduct around 70 rupees once to validate whether your credit card is working or not. Because if you give some credit card or expired credit card ID, they can't approve it, right? So they'll only be taking that, which will be returned again around 15 days after. That's
Okay,
70 rupees
okay.
also. Okay, yeah. Guys, you are fine, right? Vimlan and Ramesh, I didn't get your name.
Kalyan, Gautam.
Kalyan, yeah, you both are fine, right? So today you know what are the types of cloud services are there, and you can create a service. Because if you create this service, right, your server, right, it will be very easy for you to learn. See, right, I have an RHL server in a minute, within minutes, and it is freely available. So whatever you want, you can do. You can install Apache 2. Okay, it's repository. Oh, it's that easy to install. Okay, asking to be root. What I'm doing is I'm installing Apache. You know Apache web server, right? No package Apache 2 is there. Let me install Nginx. Nginx is also not there. Okay, so what you can do is once you have RHL server, you can install whatever packages you want, and you can go ahead and run it. So once you run it right in your web services, you can go ahead and stop the instance. Actions, instance state, stop, reboot, and terminate. If you do terminate right, it will delete the server and you can't log into that server again. If you stop it, it will only stop it, and again you can start that service later at later time, and you can use the service. So the next thing you need to learn is this one: stop, reboot, terminate. It will stop. It will tell. It will be stopped. Okay, that's it, guys, for the day. You check this everything. Create your account. If you have any doubts tomorrow, we'll discuss. If you have
Sure.
any doubts in creation or all these things.
Yeah, sure, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gautam.
Tomorrow, yeah. So tomorrow we'll see
So,
the. Yes. Tell me.
no, I just want to check tomorrow. Do we have a class or?
Oh, Saturday, right? Okay, we'll have it Monday. Okay. Yeah, I thought it was a working day. Yeah, tomorrow we'll have a next session on Monday. Monday we'll be taking a. I'll be taking a session on Linux administration. So there will be, because if you go to cloud, right? See, you're creating a server. So if you get small issues, right? You need to resolve by yourself. So I'll be telling you uh, the basis of a Linux administrator, what Linux administrator task a cloud a DevOps administrator needs to do. So I'll be giving you a session that, so that you'll be knowing because though you are from a WebLogic or WebSphere or a middleware domain, right? You may not still know what a Linux will operating system has a services. So I'll be telling you those so that it will be easier for you. So if you get a operating system issue, right, you no need to panic. You can resolve by yourself. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Gautam. Yeah.
So yeah, once that completes, then we'll directly go to Vagrant and the other things. But these are all the basics you need to know, because other than, if you don't know these all things, right, if you directly jump to Chuff, right, you're not going to get any advantage.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Kalyan. Okay, Vimlan. Yeah. Have a good day.
Gautam,
Okay,
one more
okay.
thing.
Yes.
Can you share that PPT to us?
Yeah, I'll share the PPT.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, man.
Yeah, thanks, Gautam.
Yeah.
We'll meet you on Monday. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.